Oh, hey, hi there. So, I wanted to do this Windsor Newton water soluble oil color review for you folks. This is the third time that I've tried the Windsor and Newton water soluble oils. So, let me preface this by saying I did try oil paints, probably like almost 30 years ago. But I couldn't take the smell of the chemicals, and so I just never gave it a thought as an option. But recently, I found out about these water-soluble oil colors that are basically oil colors, but they, instead of having to use like chemical solvents like normal oil colors, you can just use water. So I wanted to try them out, and then also I thought I wanted to do a little review for you folks. So given that I don't have a lot of experience with oil colors, that's kind of the background. But one thing that I always appreciated about oil color is, the vibrancy, right? It's so vibrant and so beautiful and so nice to blend with. Oh my gosh, it's heavenly, right? So this is the third time that I've used this set that I purchased, and hold on, I'm gonna look up the price. Okay, so I purchased these 10 colors. They're 12 milliliters each on Amazon, and the current price is just under $28 with shipping. So there you go. And that's as of February of 2023 on Amazon. Okay. So yeah, that's what they cost. So what do I think? I think that what's surprising to me was that they're very, well, I guess just like any other medium, right? They're very easy to water down. Water works really nicely with them. But what surprised me initially was how the lack of opacity, which kind of makes sense, right? So if you put it on there thicker, then it's pretty opaque, but if you put it on there thinly, then it's pretty transparent. So that was surprising. I just assumed that it would be opaque, like more like acrylic. And then the other thing that I noticed and that I thought was interesting, so just to preface this, is that I have different brushes, like paint brushes, like most artists, right? So I have my most delicate, which is my watercolor. They're my most expensive, and I only use them for watercolor. I don't even use them for gouache, right? They're lovely brushes. And then my second kind of tier of brushes is just like Taklon, which I use for like gouache, and are the Princeton Snap brushes. Okay, so my watercolor brushes, I use Princeton Neptune, and then I have some bougie, oh my gosh, I can't think of what they're called, but they're really pretty brushes. Anyway, those are, don't use those on anything else. And then I have like the Princeton Snap brushes that I use for gouache and acrylic, and like the cheaper watercolor brushes, that's fine for gouache. And then I have my cheapest brushes, which are all the Taklon, like cheap, brushes I use for acrylic, because it just ruins my brushes, right? So with the oils, I have even cheaper brushes that I buy. I bought a set for basically for the brush bag, because I needed a new brush container for packing my brushes on the go. And it came with some, like 15 brushes for like 15 bucks and crap like that. So that's what I'm using for the oils, because I'm not sure, like, is it going to ruin my brushes? Well, I wouldn't use anything more expensive for sure, because I just don't know how, well, they seem like it cleans up pretty good. I would say that using these oil paints and brushes with oil paints, I would say probably, I don't know if it's going to dry and ruin my brushes. I don't know that yet. But I did have one that it seemed like it had dried in there, and it was a little, a little better than like an acrylic brush, or acrylic drying in your brush when it's just never going to work again, right? So, but the thing that I noticed was that when it's thinned down, you can get away with using these harder brushes, but when you want to use it thicker, apply it thicker, the oil paint thicker, then you want a little stiffer brush. You're going to want a stiffer brush even than these brushes that I'm using here, which I would say are like acrylic grade kind of brushes. Just because it's, yeah, you want a stiffer brush. So I don't really have any brushes that are that great for doing oil colors. I'm going to get some oil color brushes, but I like working with it. It's pretty and it's vibrant. And when I guess the biggest thing, right, the initial thought, besides it's really fun to work with. Oh my gosh, if you can afford it, you know what? Go ahead and get it just because, right? Because it's really fun. It's really fun to paint with. But what I really like is that, like with my watercolor and even with acrylics, there's that drying shift. I can't stand that drying shift. Oh my gosh, it's just so annoying. I mean, it's fine. It's what it is. But with the oil colors, it seems like what I put down is what the color is going to stay. But the other thing that I'm not really used to is the fact that it doesn't fully dry. You know, I don't know how long it's going to take to dry. I have no idea because I'm not familiar with oil colors, but I'm excited to try it out. And it's always exciting to try a new medium, right? And I'm excited to learn how to work with this medium. And so I have this class. It's called Watercolor for Beginners and Artists, Watercolor Journaling for Beginners and Artists. And it's $10. You can get it through my website, classes.brendaknoll.com. But anyway, I teach this template that I developed to encourage daily practice, and also I utilize it to try out new mediums. Like I wanted to paint with this water soluble oil color, and I don't want to think about what am I going to be painting, so I use this template, and it just gives me something that I don't really have to put a lot of thought into just to paint, right? So that's what's going on there. And, you know, you can use this template not just for watercolor. It's just that at the time I was really into watercolor, and I still am into watercolor. I love watercolor so much, but the paintings that I love are not my watercolors. Unfortunately. But, yeah, so it came out okay. You know, I'm learning, and I'm just utilizing this plastic palette that you see. And I put the colors. I initially started from the beginning, like I opened the package and all that good stuff, but I am having an issue with my camera, and so I lost all that footage, and I had to redo. Well, you just got what you got. That's what you're getting. But anyway, this palette, I've just started out using it for these water-soluble oil pastels, but I would like to get like a glass palette, maybe like a frame or something that I can lay out my colors. So far I like it, and I would, if you're thinking about trying it, I would encourage you to go ahead and try it. You know, I cleaned my brushes the other day with soap and water, and they seemed like they cleaned up pretty good. And I'm just using some cheapo brushes I got off Amazon, but I think I'm going to get some dedicated oil, maybe like oil color brushes, and see if how that goes. Yeah. And so anyway, thanks for watching my video. So far I'm liking them. Well, I think they water down really nicely. And the other thing I really like about them too, if you have any issues with, well, I love that I can use water as a medium. That's awesome and really great. And yeah, it's lovely. And so if you're thinking about getting these, I say, you know, go ahead, get them. They're not very much money, less than $30 for these. Oh, and just like anything else, you want like extra white if you do decide to go with this, because I'm going through a lot of white, but I mean, that's to be expected. And yeah, they're pretty. I really like it a lot. Oh, and then like with watercolors, sometimes, you know, they're pretty wild and crazy. These are not wild and crazy. Even though you're diluting them with water, they pretty much stay where you put them. So that makes that easy. And yeah, other than I need to get some brushes because I don't really have any smaller brushes. Yeah, I'm excited to keep trying them. Anyway, I'm going to get back to doing reviews because I have lots of art supplies that I've built up over the years. As a professional artist, and I would love to share my ideas about different materials with you folks, because I know when I was purchasing, it was helpful to me to see what other people had to say about supplies and whether they were a bargain or worth buying. And I would say, yeah, these are worth buying. I love them a lot. And if you give them a try, leave a comment below and let me know what you think. Hey, thanks for watching my video. Like, subscribe, blah, 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 all the things you do on the internet. Thanks for watching. Bye.